happened in India and Pakistan following the April 22nd, 2025 terrorist attack, right? So our intel, fresh come from within the Chinese Communist Party, that the CCP is right now establishing an Operation Command Center near the border. It is conducting surveillance operations on India and supplying intelligence to Pakistan. In addition to sending drones and missiles, the CCP is also setting up right now a temporary drone manufacturing site in Pakistan. Okay, they promised them 10 years ago, but they hold off the fund. But they wanted escalating the crisis in Himalaya borders. So once again, this is my question. So the demonic Chinese Communist Party benefits from all of this, and very successfully and deftly distracting United States and forcing you to focusing to deal with the perpetuating crisis management from Hamas to Russia, from South China Sea to the Himalaya right now today. Beijing keeps lighting fires with proxies. Why Washington, keeps keeping reactive, scrambling to put the fire out. So Steve, I wanted to ask you, what a truly proactive U.S. strategy is going to look like in countering the CCP's global playbook?
I think number one is, remember, they're under, and you see this in the Wall Street Journal, and Miles has talked about this a lot, about the actual internal weakness of the Chinese Communist Party's economy. Their total mismanagement of the Chinese economy is, to me, one of the most important parts of their unreported story of what's really going on. Their total mismanagement, and really their catastrophic impact they've had on the net worth of Lao Beijing, of the common person in China, is down about 50% on their assets because of this real estate crisis that now has, the overbuilding is now suppressed or depressed actually real estate values, that the people that played by the rules and saved their money and bought their condo, bought their apartment, are now down 50% and are going to struggle to pay the mortgages. So the internal, and this is why you see behind the scenes, it's being reported in the Wall Street Journal, the Chinese actually are trying to kind of really expedite meetings with Secretary Bessent to actually reach an agreement. The thing I would recommend to even go more on offense, and the president, after I've been saying it on the show for last couple of weeks, the president did come out and I think verify that he thinks it's a smart idea. He put out that all oil and gas from Persia, from basically Iran, should be 100% restricted coming through the Straits of Hormuz. Remember, the Chinese Communist Party gets about 2.5 million barrels a day from Iran or from Persia. Officially about 1.6, but there's another 900,000 on the black market that comes out of there too that goes. So it's 2.5 million barrels, which is about 22, 23, 24% of total energy use in China by the CCP. So I think the next order of battle is going to be actually a resource to restrict, energy resources that go into to China. President Trump's got a very tough thing. He's got to thread the needle here. He can't push the CCP too much. Look, what did Miles Guo tell us? Miles Guo said, hey, you'll know, Xi's tell that he knows he's in trouble and he's got to do something, is when he pivots to ultra nationalism, right? And gets and goes to the Chinese people. The foreign devils are here to get us. Once he goes to it's the foreign devils coming for us, going to the hearts of the Chinese about ultra nationalism, and you got to fight for the mother country, is when Xi's signaling he's at his weakest. And that's what you see right now. That's why this is such a dangerous time. The escalatory ladders in these endeavors have really got to be watched, because you could make a decision on escalatory ladder and automatically trigger something that may be tough to control. I think we're this close. Look, Miles has said this for years, that we're very, very close to an actual kinetic part of a conflict between the CCP and the West. What you brought up in Kashmir shows you, I don't think, the strength of the CCP. I think it shows their increasing nervousness about what's happened, and they have to throw gasoline on another fire. The line of contact in Kashmir between Pakistan and India in what they call the disputed territories is a tinderbox that could go up in a second. the military conflict between the CCP and India, which has been so brutal, little of the details have gotten out, that's taken place over the last couple of years, shows you that those two armies up there on the Indian and Chinese border are on the trigger. Then you take it over into Kashmir, that part of it, it's even more dangerous. So I think the CCP is not showing us strength. I think what they're signaling is that internally they know they have a problem, and they're going to have to get people jacked up to basically take countermeasures. And that's what they're attempting to do through the propaganda video, through other things that are coming out to try to spread this area of conflict out to Pakistan. And this is why I think it's more dangerous than ever. You know, Miles always said that when pushed to the limits on their economic model, that they will act like a wounded animal and they will become even more dangerous. I think Miles is 100% correct. I think we've entered now an area of very, very, very dangerous times about the Chinese Communist Party as they actually weaken. Because look, the United States, we could take this trade war forever. The CCP can't. You make a good point that they said, hey, let them eat grass. Well, I got to tell you, they may have eaten grass in the Cultural Revolution and back in the Great Leap Forward, but in the modern world with the sense of communications and interconnectivity, I'm not so sure the Chinese people are prepared to eat grass for 3 or 4 years.